The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I ain't coming for no foolishness. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. Kick it. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand.
Alright, motherfuckers, we back here. Live for Jay, episode 13.5. Part 2 of the Expulsion story. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into the shit. Not before we take a quick puff. You know what I'm saying? This is just to get me ready. God damn, that is good. If you missed the first part and you missed the intro for the first part, basically what I said there, I'm going to say it again. This is pretty much preparation for me to go ham and go off the right way and expose the school and the teachers and the staff and the security guards and the principal and the assistant principal and the deans, both of them some of them bitches for the lying sacks of shit that they are. Set the school ablaze. Had that shit completely on flyer. I fucked that shit up. Run that back. Hold up. Because this is what I was trying to say when I was recording this the first time. Run it back. This is preparation for me to go ham and go off the right way and expose the school and the teachers and the staff and the security guards and the principal and the assistant principal and the deans, both of them some of my bitches for the lying sacks of shit that they are, set the school ablaze, had that shit completely on fire, piss on the flames, and shoot the double bird on the way out. Stone Cold Steve Austin style. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop right into this. If you wonder why I'm actually smoking the black, this is the real reason. It's because it ties into the story. You know what I'm saying? I got accused of smoking on school property not once but twice. Second time was because I was smoking the black amount. The first time because I was smoking the black both times. Well, let's start with the first one then. I'm in 9th grade at this point. Obviously, the school is located in the ass crack of the projects, like I mentioned before. By the time I hit 11th grade, they ended up switching locations because the parents were so afraid for our well-being because they knew because it was in the hood, you could get hit by a straight bullet out of nowhere, and that would be on the school's conscience. You know what I'm saying? Last thing you need is for a kid to end up in the hospital or worse. So I'm in 9th grade, and it's like 7:30, 7:40 something outside, so we got plenty of time before we go into the school. I'm in the alleyway smoking a cigarette. I'm 15 at this point, smoking a cigarette. And I finished off the cigarette, and I started walking up towards the school. But before I even get to the school, right as I turned the corner of the alleyway, and from where I'm at by the alleyway, let me not forget to mention this, I'm actually about 70 feet away from the school, so there's no way in hell that I'm on school property, all right? I'm like 70 feet away from the school. I'm in the alleyway. I turn the corner, and I run into two people. I run into my friend Daquan, and I run into my friend Amber. They were smoking a black, and they see me, and they were like, what's up? Dapped me up. Gave Amber a hug, and they said, you want to hit this black? I said, fuck it, why not? We got time. So I went ahead and hit the black, and I did exactly this. Why, as soon as I did that, the security guard, Mr. Gilchrist, came power walking to the school, or not to the school, but power walking from the school down to us, and he had his hands out like this. He was doing this shit. Y'all not supposed to be doing that. Y'all not supposed to be doing that. What are y'all doing? I'm sitting there thinking, like, with my Nick Young face, like, what business of this is even yours? We're not even on school property. We ain't your responsibility. If we was the school property, we would be your responsibility, but we not on school property, so this ain't none of your fucking business. I don't care that we too young. This ain't none of your fucking business. What we do all school property is not your concern. I went ahead and threw the black on the ground, and he walked us all to the school, and instead of sending us to class, he brought us to the dean's office. Daquan just out of nowhere just lies his ass off and said, I wasn't smoking. He said I wasn't smoking. You know what I'm saying? The dean, Miss Corbett, I just remembered her damn name, dyke-ass bitch. I couldn't stand her. And she looked like a dyke, that's why I said dyke-ass bitch. She asked us, why are y'all out there smoking? Why are y'all not in class? Daquan just said, I wasn't smoking. That was them. Just gonna lie and then snitch on us at the same time. Yeah, okay. They sent him to class with a warning. I'm like, the fuck? So y'all just gonna sit here and believe the shit that came out of his mouth? Yeah, okay. Amber, the delicate little flower that she was, and I loved her as a friend. She was one of my best friends at school. She said, I was smoking. And at the time, she was on the basketball team, the girls' basketball team. Which the girls' basketball team was better than the men's basketball team. The men's basketball team was ass. The girls' basketball team, they won more games than the boys' basketball team. That's tough. That's how you know girls are stronger than men. You know what I'm saying? Who run the world? Girls, apparently. She admitted that she was smoking, and they decided to do her a solid. They suspended her from the basketball team for a month. Suspended her from all the practices, suspended her from all the games for a month. Sent her to class with a warning. I'm like, okay, so maybe they're going to do something easy for me as well. I'm like, all right. I went ahead and admitted that I was smoking just because she admitted it. They seen me smoking, so I couldn't lie, even if I wanted to. So I said, yeah, I was smoking. And they said, you're getting suspended. We're going to call your parents, and we're going to give you a slip, and you're going to go home. I'm like, the fuck? Why am I the only one get suspended when we all was smoking? You know what I'm saying? Daquan just sat here and lied to your face, and you believed everything you said. See, I believe y'all got a vendetta against me. Y'all really got a vendetta against me to suspend only me. But because I had a bad rep at this school, because I had a bad track record, you know, when it came to skipping detentions and all that shit, they decided we ain't gonna give you detention. We just gonna suspend your ass right away. The fuck type of shit is that? I mean, it wasn't like I was gonna go to that detention anyway, but still, just gonna not give me detention, just gonna forego the detention and just suspend me. That's fucked up. So they suspended me. They called my parents. I got home. My mom was pissed off at me. She told me clean the whole kitchen. I cleaned the whole kitchen. I went in my room, went to sleep. As soon as my dad got off work, he came up to my room, turned my light on, questioned me, and I couldn't even explain everything. Because even if I did tell the truth, he still would have beat my ass nonetheless. And that's exactly what he did. He beat my ass. And I was put on punishment. Let's fast forward. Summer school, 11th grade. Getting out of 11th grade, but I failed 11th grade English. Yeah, I know. Shut up. I only failed because of essays, and I didn't put my best foot forward on the essays. I got like C's and F's on that essay. They didn't have the whole D shit. Instead of going A, B, C, D, F, they went A, B, C, F. So if you got like a 60-something on the essay, it's an automatic F. I ended up having to go to summer school for that shit. And everything was going so well. Everything was going... Hold up. Everything was going so well. Until one day, I decided I was going to smoke a black. You know what I'm saying? And this shit done already blew out. One day I decided I was going to smoke a black before school because everything was just getting to me. Everything was getting on my nerves. I went to the gas station before school started. I was like 30 minutes early. And I got my black. And I started walking up the street past the school. Now keep in mind, I'm not on school property. I'm a little bit closer to the school than I was last time. But again, I'm not on school property. If I was across the street where the school was, then I would be on school property. But I'm on the other side of the street, near some apartments. So I'm not on school property. And at this point, they switched the locations, and it was actually by a strip mall, up the street from a strip mall. So not a strip club, but a strip mall. I'm walking up the street, black in hand. I walk past the school, and I'm just doing this, and out of my peripheral, I see a door just, just opening and closing, like slightly. You know what I'm saying? And we had all the security guards at this point. And one of them looked like David Ruffin in the face. Fat ass cranium with these ugly ass fucking glasses. I hate it. Man, I don't know if he had a problem with me or what, but he did his utmost to get me kicked out of school at this point. So I'm walking up the street like this, and I'm looking out of my peripheral, just to make sure there wasn't nobody watching me. But I knew whoever was behind the door was full of shit. He thought he was incognito, but he wasn't. I walk over to the dumpster where I stash my lighters. I finish off the black, and then I cross the street. So I do this. I'm gonna wait till this car pass. I did this. I'm looking both ways before I cross the street. I blow the smoke out before I step foot in the street. So again, I did this. I ain't even flicked the black, I threw the shit in the direction right where the dumpster was. After I blew the smoke out, I start walking across the street, looking both ways, make sure I don't get ran the fuck over, because niggas in DC can't fucking drive. I make it to the other side, and I step foot on the other side. As soon as I step foot on the other side, and I walk a few feet to get to the door, David Ruffin, that's what we don't call him because I don't remember his name. David Ruffin opens the door, he's like, ha! He didn't say that shit, but that's what he looked like. He looked like a fucking nerd. You know what I'm saying? He looked like, what's that dude's name from Dexter's Laboratory with that shit on his head with the glasses on? Wasn't his name like Sydney or some shit? That's who he looked like. He's just the black version. He looked just like him. Dexter's little arch nemesis or whatever. Dude that was always doing the evil laugh and shit. Ha 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 ha. That's who he looked like. He came bum rushing out the fucking door. He was like, so that's what you doing out here on school property? You smoking on school property? I'm like, the fuck you talking about? I was across the street, walking towards the dumpster. And I'm over here by these apartments. So that don't mean I'm on school property. So whatever the fuck you talking about, just leave it alone, bro. Just let me go to class so I can get this shit over with. Summer school is almost done. I'm just trying to get up out of here so I can get ready for my senior year. He was like, nah, I saw you. You was out here smoking on school property. Just because you was across the street doesn't mean you ain't on school property. You still on school property nonetheless. I'm like, the fuck? I mean, I might be in the vicinity, but I'm not on school property. Now, if I was over here smoking the cigarette or the black amount that I was smoking, then yeah, it would be on property. You'd be 100% right. But I was across the street over by the fucking dumpster, which is 20 feet away, mind you. You mean to tell me that's still school property? Like, yup, pretty much. I'm like, I decided I wasn't going to yell at him. I just sat there and roasted him, cussed him out, joked on his glasses, all that shit. Got that all out of my system. He said, just come with me. Grabbed him by my arm. I'm like, get the fuck off me. And walked into school. Started going to my locker to put my shit in the locker. And I was getting ready to walk to class. No, where you going? No, you coming with me. I'm like, man, I need to get to class, bro. He was like, no, you coming with me. So I decided I'm going to just keep walking to class. He said, if you don't come with me, I'm going to call security. I'm like, yo, snitch ass bitch. So I went ahead and followed him to the dean's office. And I'm not even going to say everything that they was talking about. All I'm going to say is, long story short, I got kicked out of summer school because they thought that I was smoking on school property. They fucked up everything. We had a week left of summer school and they kicked me out. And this is a Friday. On a Friday of all days, the best day of the week, because it's the day before the weekend. Technically, it is the weekend. And you're going to kick me out because I was smoking across the street from the school. Man, shit done blew out again. Fuck. Oh my God. I almost dropped it. Let's fast forward to when I actually got expelled. At this point, I'm hiding my lighters at the dumpster. And after I got kicked out of summer school, I started smoking by the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? I smoke at the bus stop. Better yet, I smoke at the gas station, in the alleyway. You know what I'm saying? I walk out the alleyway, I finish my shit, and then I go through the alleyway, all the way to the end, turn the corner, walk to school. That's what I do. Instead of smoking around the school over by the dumpster like I used to, because I did it plenty of times. They didn't catch me until that particular time. So after that, I just said, fuck that, I just smoke in the alleyway. A couple months go by, and they decided they was gonna get real petty for whatever fucking reason. And at the time, Miss Corbett wasn't even the dean. She quit a long time ago. She quit after my 10th grade year because we ran her the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? We kept roasting her ass. I guess she got tired of being called a dyke. I don't know. And then when she said that she had a daughter, she knew she set herself up for failure on that one. I'm like, who the fuck want a nut in that? Let alone hit that shit raw. I wouldn't even hit that. I wouldn't even use a condom on that. I probably still come away with an STD. Like, the fuck? Who want to fuck her? This is helping so much. I guarantee you, if I didn't have this, I'd be gone off right now. But this one particular day, they decided it was going to get real petty. They didn't even do the metal detector shit that they was doing. After they introduced that shit in 9th grade, and they was doing it ever since. But this particular day, they decided they wasn't even gonna do it. They decided they was gonna one up themselves, and that is the random locker checks. Not only did they do random locker checks, but they also brought in drug dogs. Like, the fuck? How petty can you be? Like, we actually gonna bring contraband into school. Granted, some people did bring weed grinders into school, but they kept it on their person. You know what I'm saying? They weren't stupid enough to put that shit in their locker. They started doing random locker checks. And to me, a random locker check is an invasion of privacy, because basically they can go in your locker without your permission, and they just go through your shit without your permission. That's fucked up. We're going to leave that part for a second, because this is the most important part of the story, all right? Now, 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade, I had a book bag. It was a brown book bag. I think it was dark brown on the back, I believe. It was like either dark brown or black. It might have been black, but it had some orange trim in the front. I used that book bag for 3 years. I also used it during middle school. And I decided, I'm in 12th grade now. It's time for a new book bag. This book bag is all run down and shit. When I was in 11th grade, actually not even 11th grade, when I was in summer school, I actually had a black in the front compartment, along with a lighter. I put that in there, stashed it in there. And sometimes, I'm not gonna say I suffer from short-term memory loss, because I don't, but sometimes I end up forgetting shit. You know, when I put my mind to something else, whatever I had my mind on before is completely out of my system. You know what I'm saying? I don't even be thinking about half the shit that I usually think about. So I ended up getting a new book bag. It was an Adidas book bag, and that book bag ended up getting stolen. One day I decided I was gonna get high after school. We left the school and we went around the corner over by the gas station to go buy a roll-up. And we smoked at the bus station. Not the bus station, but the bus stop, I should say. And I was fucked up. Probably the most high I ever been until August 1st, 2017. So I ended up getting high after school. I'm fucked up. I was supposed to be meeting my girl at the time, and I went ahead and got on the bus, Anacostia Station, got on the train to Fort Totten, or before I even got to Fort Totten. I'm at Anacostia Station, I'm waiting on the train, and instead of standing up because I was starting to feel a little woozy, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. So I took my bag off, and let me not sit over here because I still remember that big ass bug that crawled on me. Y'all seen that episode. So I sat down, and I'm waiting on the train. I put my book bag on the floor right next to me, but I'm so high that I didn't even think about the book bag. I forgot that I even brought it with me. As soon as I sat it down, I immediately forgot that I had it. Train came, I got up, got on the train. I go 3 stops, and then I realized, oh fuck, I forgot my book bag. I got off on the next stop, got on the train on the other side, went back to Anacostia Station, went right back to where I was sitting at, excuse me, and lo and behold, my shit was gone. Somebody stole my shit. I had everything in there. I had textbooks in there. I had my lyric book in there. I had all my mechanical pencils in there because I hated using regular pencils. That just turned into a bad day for me. I was already having a bad day. Just smoking weed just made me feel a lot better. And then my bad day was made a lot worse. And after I realized that my shit was stolen, I said, you know what, man, fuck it. I got on the train, went to Fort Totten, met her with my girl at the time, and we had a good time. We was kissing, hugging, and all that shit, taking pictures and all that shit. And then I went home after. I went ahead and started packing up my other book bag. I had some extra papers and some extra journals and shit just in case. And I went ahead and put those in the old book bag. The next day, I go to school with the old book bag, put it in my locker, went to class. A few hours later, and this is after lunch, we had PE. It's the 3rd period. I had my Griffies on. I had my King Griffies on. You know what I'm saying? PE finishes up, and instead of going back to my locker, I just went to class. And I wore them almost for the rest of the day until the damn dean, this Vin Diesel looking motherfucker, seen the damn shoes I had on. He said, hey, Mr. Hunter, you gotta put your other shoes on, bro. I went to my locker and waited for him to turn around. And as soon as he turned around, I said, nigga, fuck you. Walked right to class, kept the Grippies on. While I'm in 4th period, they decided to do random locker checks. And before that, I failed to mention, this is why I hated the second dean so much. This is why he's a sack of shit. He actually took my phone at one point because they actually take your phones at the beginning of the day and give it back at the end of the day. I kept my shit on me. And he seen the print in my pocket and said, Mr. Hunter, is that your phone? I'm like, I might as well not even lie to you. Yeah, it's my phone. He said, give it here. You know you're supposed to have it. Now your parents got to come get it. I'm like, man, fuck. Give him the phone, and I wait until the end of the day. End of the day comes, and I came up with the greatest lie I ever came up with. And that was, I got a job interview, and I'm supposed to be getting a call to confirm the job interview, and I need my phone for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to wait for my parents to come get my phone and then miss my job interview because you want to be petty. And then he gave me the phone back. Little did he know I ain't had no fucking job interview. I just straight up lied to his face. Surprisingly enough, he fell for that shit. This shit done blew out again. God damn. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm in 4th period. They decided they was going to do random locker checks. And again, I forgot that the black was even in my book bag at the time. And I didn't even realize that I had a lighter in there either. So when they did the random locker checks, they called me to the office, to the dean's office. And as soon as I walk in there, I still had the Griffies on. As soon as I walked in there, he said, he just held it a black just like this. For real? For real. How many times did you get in trouble for something like this? You get in trouble for having a lighter on you. You get in trouble for skipping detention. And now we got you for this. And I tried to explain to him that I didn't even know that it was even in there. I mean, if you see me on the first day of school, you see me with a different book bag. A different book bag. That bag got stolen, so I had to use this one. I ain't used this bag since 11th grade, mind you. And I stashed that black and a lighter in that book bag, but eventually forgot that it was even in there. It's been months since I used this book bag. It's the first day that I used this bag in months. So, of course, I'm going to forget what's in there. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody checks an old book bag for old homework assignments and all that. So I was sitting there trying to plead with him and talk some sense into him. Everything that I said went through one ear and out the fucking other. And it said, you're done. You're done. Out. Gone. Finito. Expelled. They did me a solid, though. The only positive thing they ever did for me. And that was withdraw me from the roster instead of straight up fully expelling me. Because when you get expelled, it goes on your record, and it's going to be hard for you to get a job. It's going to be hard for you to go to college with that on your record. So they withdrew me so it wouldn't be on my record. My parents was pissed. I was more pissed than they was. It got worse. I had to go to Ballou of all fucking schools, man. I had to go to Ballou. I get to Ballou. I couldn't even do my 11th grade English class. Well, I did my 11th grade English class, but I couldn't do my 12th grade English class. Because when I was in 12th grade at National Prep, I had to do both English classes. Not on the same day, thank God, but I had to do both English classes. I had to do one on one day and then do the other one on the other day. They told me that I couldn't do both English classes, so they forced me to do 11th grade English. I finished that and all my other classes that they had me do. And they had me take physics again, which I already took that in 9th grade, so I don't know why I had to take the shit again. It's the same fucking class. Same class, same lessons, just a different teacher. They said, oh, that was conceptual physics. Bitch, it's the same fucking thing. Yeah, conceptual physics is like pre-physics, but she taught us the same shit, the most advanced shit as far as physics go. We just didn't do projects and shit. They had me do physics again. They had me do U.S. government, entrepreneurship, and some other shit. I finished the 11th grade English class. Then I had to go to summer school so I can do 12th grade English and entrepreneurship. It was just some extra class that they forced upon me. I don't know why they gave me that shit, but I had to do entrepreneurship. I passed that, passed the English class, and there was some other class that they had me do that I don't fucking remember. I wasn't even supposed to be in there. They just put that on the paper for whatever reason. They mistook me for somebody else. Just goes to show how unprepared they was. But that's pretty much the story. I graduated, and I'm happy to be up out of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I graduated August 8th, 2014. And here we are, 2019, 5 years later. Boy, am I glad to not be in college. I know college would be a different story, but after all the schools that I've been through, or been to, after all the bullshit that I've been through, yeah, I said, fuck college. I'm not going. I ain't going, bro. I ain't going. I'm going to finish off this black, and I'm going to wrap this episode up. You know what I'm saying? I actually went through this a lot easier than I usually do. Black and mild was my saving grace. Like I said, this was a preparation for me to go off and go ham the right way and expose the school and the teachers and the staff and the security guards and the principal and the assistant principal and both deans for the lying sack of shit that they were, and set the school ablaze, full of fire, piss on the flames, and shoot them the double bird on the way out.
And that's the bottom line. Go Stone Cold Simpson.
Bye, have a great time.